everyone. I just wanted to check if you can hear me all okay before I start. Yeah, okay, perfect. Cool. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to the first session on the first day of eCommerce Expo. So for today's session, we are going to be exploring from data to delivery. So how Solopress was able to achieve a 360-degree customer view through killing data silos and then creating more meaningful user journeys. My name is Emily Maddox. I am a digital growth consultant at Insider, and Insider is just behind you for those interested. And then I am also joined by Paul from Solopress. So Paul, would you please be able to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Paul Garrett. I'm the email and ECI manager at Solopress. Been with the company for several years, and our main objective is to improve engagement with our customers by offering more personalised content. Hopefully today I can kind of share some insights with you on how we kind of created this 360-degree view of our customer database and how we used it to improve our marketing efforts. Yeah.
Fantastic. Cool. So it's great to have you here. In terms of our agenda, what we're going to be diving into is giving you guys an introduction as to who are Insider and who are Solopress. What sort of business challenges was Solopress facing, and so then why they started to scope out the market to look for vendors to help them to overcome these certain business challenges. We can then dive into why it was they specifically chose to work with Insider and the sort of use cases that we have overcome together. Then we'll finish up on looking forwards. So what is the future of our partnership? What does the future hold? And then we can finish up in the last 5 minutes taking on any questions that you guys might have. Before we dive in, I'll give those of you who don't know a little brief overview around who Insider are. So we are the leading AI native cross-channel customer experience platform. How does this actually work and come together? So you can see over to the left-hand side, we start to unify your customer data. So taking information from your website and your app experience and any channels, but then also we can take on board offline activity, as well as take in any data from any external platforms that you already work with. So we're unifying this inside of our CDP. Once this is all unified together, we can then start to make decisions off the back of this. So how can we then start to segment your customers? How can we then start to personalize their user journeys across all of your channels to drive more meaningful user experiences? And then over to the far right-hand side there, you can see Architect. So Insider covers more channels natively than any other provider in the market, allowing you guys to then create omni-channel customer experiences. From website through to app, through to site search. We've then got your owned media covered, from email to SMS to WhatsApp. And then we've also got paid media as well, so how we can start to optimize your ad spend through pushing certain audiences into Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That's in a very brief nutshell. Paul, can you please tell us a little bit more around Solopress as a business as well?
Yeah, sure thing. So Solopress is celebrating like 25 years of being one of the most trusted printers in the UK, thanks to our efforts on Trustpilot. We process around 3 to 4 million orders each month through our e-commerce platform, where we offer print on demand, and that ranges from flyers, business cards, roller banners, to promotional items like pens and notebooks. At Solopress, we have quite a diverse range of customers. We handle small businesses to large corporations, and they can be from print resellers to individual consumers. And each one of our audiences have like different behaviors and different patterns. So this is where like Insider really comes into play and really help us out with our efforts.
Amazing. And so what were the main challenges that you were facing as a business that then led you to start to scope the market and look for potential vendors to overcome these?
So I guess, let's say, the three main challenges that we had was we had a lot of data about our customers, but they were kind of scattered across all different platforms. So we wasn't able to really understand our customers in great detail and kind of really have an understanding of their behaviors, their patterns. And that kind of resulted in our communications being disjointed, and it was more very generic, and we were just treating everybody the same. We didn't have these personalized segmentations. And that was our main challenges that we had.
Yeah. So now we understand a little bit more around the challenges you were facing. Why specifically did you choose Insider as the vendor to help you to overcome these, and what were the results of that?
I guess, I say, we was looking at quite a lot of other providers, but the truth is like Insider was like the perfect fit for us. But they came in and they were able to link up all our data sources, create this one profile, and with the help of their predictive engines and analytic tools, we were able to kind of understand and create these kind of personalized segments. And also, one of the features of Insider is their architect tool, which I always mentioned. But by doing that, we've been able to really serve personalized email communications and other channels. And I say, like within the 8 months, like we've seen like a huge return of investment of over like 680%, and that's in the last 8 months. And yeah, we're looking to grow even further with them in a short space of time. It's been really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we take a look back on our partnership to date, I remember you and I actually started speaking 2 years ago now, where we started scoping out your initial requirements, and it's very much been an iterative process from there. So we started to set up your first personalization experiences back in 2022. We then scaled up to set up marketing automation journeys. All along the way, we're killing data silos. So we're starting to unify your customer data. And then I know that we're starting to deploy in other countries as well. So for those of you who are looking to move email service provider or onboard a CDP, I think what you can really learn from this is it's very much an iterative process. It doesn't need to be this big daunting task where everything all has to happen at once. Actually, we very much grow with you, we scale with you, and then you can start to see from Paul's results, it really does prove its value in the long run as well. So what we're going to dive into now are some of the core use cases that we were able to achieve together. Starting off with looking at data unification, which as Paul has mentioned was sort of priority number one. How can we make a bit more sense of our data? So Paul, can you tell us a little bit more around this piece?
Yeah, so I've mentioned to you like data unification, data silos, but what I really want to try to explain to you is the type of data that I wanted in our profiles. Like, I wanted to know when our customers visited our site. I wanted to know like how often they visited. I wanted to know stuff like what products they were interested in as well. And then also, I wanted to introduce all their purchase data, like all their purchase history. So I wanted to gather like 3 years worth of data. We put it into Insider, and with the help of their predictive engines, they can analyze that history, and they can kind of create these patterns for these users. But also, so with our business, we also have another piece of software, which are customer database software. And in that software, we've got a lot of additional information about our customer that isn't actually on the website. So we want to know stuff like if they're a high value customer, if they've got an account manager. We also want to know if they've used our design service before and they need help with artwork, or you know, stuff like if they're interested in eco-friendly products. Like I say, we've got so much data sitting elsewhere, and that's what I wanted Insider to kind of achieve. And yeah, they've done that. They took the different sources, and we created this kind of, which is like over like 1 million profiles, and with all this kind of extra data in. Yeah.
Nice. So we've now started to unify your data, understand more about your customers, understand more about their profiles. What was then the impact that this was then able to have on your marketing strategy, specifically looking at your emails in this first instance?
Yeah, so like I mentioned at the beginning, our emails were like very generic. We kind of treated everybody the same. And now that we've kind of created these like 360 view profiles, we can now create these kind of personalized segmentations. We can introduce like personalized content into these emails. And also one thing I forgot to mention is that we're able to kind of create custom events relative to our business to trigger campaigns. So we was really able to serve the right content at the right time to the right people. And just like I say, with a short space of time, we've really seen like a massive improvement in our email metrics and our engagement. And we've also been able to create like a full life cycle journey. So we can kind of trigger journeys based on like their website views, about their purchase, about retention. Like I also integrate with other platforms with post-purchase, so integrate with like our couriers. We can integrate with that. We can kind of integrate with our referral programs. So because of all these events, we can really send personalised content. I would say we've seen a real big growth with that.
I think one of the biggest improvements as well, you mentioned around being able to surface the right content at the right time to the right person, but then also looking at how you can start to pull and call an API to really start to make your journeys more multi-channel. Can you tell us a little bit more around how you achieve that?
Yeah, so on the topic of multi-channel is, like historically we were always email only. That was the thing we used to, like batch and blast, and you just think about the concept of open rate. Like I mentioned, we've got 50% open rate on average. Well, that's 50% of people that don't even see your message. So I really want to expand our reach and get this content via different channels, via people's different preferences. So we introduced SMS. We integrated Facebook ads and Google ads. And just by adding SMS, we noticed that we expanded our reach by up to like 22,000 new users. So those who weren't getting the message on email, they were now getting the messages on SMS. So it's more just catering to people's preferences. And like I said before, like we create this good content. We really want to try to get it out on so many different pathways. And Emily, you mentioned like call the API. Now, that's like a feature of Insider that I was particularly interested in. So I've talked a lot about how Insider gathers data from like different sources. Now the great thing about Insider is that we can actually send this data out into different platforms. So I wanted to treat our customer service team as a separate channel. I wanted to use people as a channel. So thanks to Insider's like predictive segments and their analytics, like if a customer has been identified as inactive or churned, I would send a notification to the actual account manager so they could make contact with them to find out if there's a reason why they no longer use us, or is there anything we can do, or just investigate in general. Just try and improve that customer service. And also another journey that we used for was like when a customer made like a high value purchase. Our account managers were very interested to make sure we provide the best service. So they want to monitor that order from in the production level to make sure everything runs smoothly and catch any problems before the customer is aware. So let's say, thanks to Insider, we've really been able to just not just focus on email and try to think of different ways that we can reach out to our customers.
So I think over the last 2 years, our partnership has grown tremendously, and Solopress has grown tremendously as a business as well. What exactly does the future hold over the next months, quarters, years? What are you guys starting to look into as to how you can enhance your marketing strategy even further?
So I mentioned that we used SMS. The truth is I was a bit skeptical about the actual SMS as a channel, but it's performed really well. And that's made us look at to try to introduce WhatsApp as an additional module. And with that, we have a lot more extra new features that we can utilize. So I'm looking to do that in the short term. And like one channel I've not mentioned is actually like on-site as well, on-site personalization. We've recently brought in the Smart Recommender, which is like a module that's added to the website that shows the most popular products or trending products. And to be honest, it's brought in quite a lot of revenue just by doing the on-site personalization. So I want to explore that further to find out other ways that we can use this data that we created. We have this better understanding. Let's change our website and actually make it more personalized. And so I did mention at some point that we were looking at loads of different providers. And the truth is the biggest impact I would say from Insider is the customer service, customer success management. The support I've had from Jonathan has just been fantastic. We're in regular contact every 2 weeks. We're always talking about different ways on how we can improve our efforts. Like we've set a good foundation, but now it's time for us to level up
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think, in summary, the whole experience that we've had with yourself so far, you've been very clear on what you're wanting to achieve. It's understanding your data, which then
Yeah.
allows you to understand your customers, which then allows you to make more meaningful journeys for them. And
Yeah.
the whole approach has been very clear, very concise throughout it. So you can then start to see the results have really spoken for themselves off the back of it. So, yeah. No, thank you so much, Paul. That gave us a really good overview as to the journey we've had together so far and the results you guys have achieved.
Yeah.
A little bit of context around Insider. You can start to find us in the top right corner of all analytical charts when it comes to personalization, omni-channel, and also customer data platforms as well. Outside of brands and partners of ours like Solopress, we're very much vertical agnostic. So we work with B2B, also within the retail space, within beauty, home and furniture, fashion, as well as then going into automotive and banking. So we're very much vertical agnostic. But I'm not going to go in and give you the full insider pitch right here, right now. If you are interested in learning a little bit more around ourselves and our partnership with Solopress, you can scan the QR code, or you're able to find us just behind you in the booth. I can't remember the booth number right now, but it's just behind you there. So thank you very much for listening. We can now take any questions if anyone has any for Paul.
I think there's a little microphone coming.
I just wanted to get an idea of...
Definitely microphone's on.
Can you hear it? Is that better?
Yeah.
There we go. So you said you acquired 22,000 new active users. How...
Can't hear, sorry.
Can you hear that? No. Just shout. Is that easier?
Sorry about that. Well, this is interesting now. Double up.
I should just come to you.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I can hear you now.
I was just saying, so you said you had 22,000 new users added to your active list. Over what time frame was that? So when did you see this kind of incremental?
No, so that was kind of, like I said, we wanted to import all this historical data. And that was, from instantly when we kind of imported the data, we saw that 22,000 new users straight away. And it's still growing. But, most of those new users were at the kind of very beginning of the integration. Okay, all good.
Any more? Okay, if not, I have one more shameless plug. We have got coffee at our stand, so if anyone would like a fresh flat white or latte, then please do come over, and we'll both be there to answer any more questions if you want to chat.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Cheers.